In this series of shorts, we follow 15 ordinary people on an extraordinary journey through Africa. In the ultimate test this summer, our participants fish in the Atlantic Ocean, sleep rough in the desert, fetch their own water, and confront the harsh truths about their home country's history in this continent. In the same evening that our volunteers arrive in Senegal's capital city, Dakar, 145 Senegalese people are also arriving. They're returning to their home country after trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea in small rickety boats that were set for Europe. Some had been gone for 3 months, others for 6, but most of them have tried at least once before to cross the waters in search of a better life in Europe. They would have crossed the Sahara Desert in trucks before risking their lives on the small, often handmade boats. At Dakar's airport, some of them spoke about the conditions they've faced.
On a une fois parti à la mer pour traverser aller en Italie. Bon, il nous a attrapés sur la mer. Bon, il nous a amenés en prison. On a une mauvaise condition là-bas. On dormit sur le canette. Là-bas, ça n'a pas une bonne condition pour une personne.
C'est ma première gaal bi ñu duggee ñun nekk na parce que ñun dañuy dem ba réer ci ndox bi ñu nekk foofu ci biir ndox bi 5 jours ñooñu lay def ci ndox bi après ñu ñëw policiers yi ñoo jàppale suñu génn suñu ndox bi deuxième gaal bi am na ñetti nit ñu faatu foofu.
Niger is the usual gateway for people leaving Senegal in the hope of crossing Libya before travelling onwards to Europe. But the desolate, empty spaces of the Sahara in northern Niger and neighbouring Mali are home to drug and arms traffickers, people smugglers and armed political groups. And so many migrants find themselves ending up as slaves. Italy, at the frontier between Europe and Africa, has long been a destination for people fleeing poverty and conflict. For our team here in Dakar, leaving a country as charming as Senegal is difficult to imagine. It's why the charity Human Appeal wanted to bring them here to raise awareness about the life so many people are literally dying to escape.
To get people out of their comfort zone and to engage different sectors of the community who has great networks with other number of communities. So they becomes, our ambassadors.
So, what has the team made of the country so far?
I love it. It's been absolute. I feel as if it's like a second home, if I was honest with you. I don't feel as if I'm a stranger in a foreign land at all. I feel very, very comfortable in my surroundings. The people here are fantastic.
I had no expectations. And coming to this trip, I think I've learnt so many things.
The things that we've seen, we don't see this on a regular basis in London. So it's just been such an eye-opener.
Because Senegal is beautiful, man. The people are beautiful as well. I
learned a lot about this culture, and if I had to choose one word to describe them, it would be smile. And that's just the word to sum up this experience.
I think the funny thing is, because we're from Pakistan, so I've seen poverty before, we all have. But the poverty in Pakistan is, I don't know enough about the politics of Senegal, but I reckon in Pakistan there is so much money there, there's so much wealth there that there should really not be any excuse for the poverty. In Senegal, we're all very, very quick to judge, but when we're at the Gory Island and we heard the story of 16 million slaves and 300 years of colonialism that's just weaved its way like a hurricane through the whole of Africa and the subcontinent, it's difficult not to A, feel sorry for these people, and B, to understand why there is no structure.
Over half of Senegal's population lives below the poverty line, and most people spend whatever they have on getting the necessities of life, like food and medicine. The United Nations Development Project estimates that food averages 52% of Senegalese household consumption. And just to give you an idea of how much that is, in a developed nation like America, food only accounts for 8% of household consumption. The poor tend to make up most of the urban population, living in rundown shanty towns like this one, and these are often thrown together on land that isn't paid for. Tonight, as those who fled poverty find themselves back in Senegal, aid organisations warn that the number of African migrants crossing Niger may double to 100,000 this year, as chaos in Libya offers an open door to Europe. But they also warn that many of the migrants will die crossing the Sahara and then the unforgiving Mediterranean Sea. Next time on Selfies in Africa, when the men flee poverty for life in Europe, what happens to those they leave behind? We meet the women struggling to fill a gap in their homes.